Yo. What's going on, people? What's going on? Shanna, see you out there. Mr. Dixon, how y'all doing tonight? This Saturday. Hope everybody having a great weekend. You know, click that like button on the way in. Let some folk get up in here. Yeah, let some folk get up in here. Big Easy, what up, yo? What's going on? Who riding? What's good, man? We're gonna chat a little bit on the Saturday. Mr. Harris, what's going on? Yeah, we're gonna chat a little bit. Ramsey J, what's up, man? What's going on, bro? You come on in, smash that like button. Gun River, what up? What's going on, Rick? Yeah. I'm still mad, Joe. Just so you know, I'm still mad. I'm still mad. And I probably will be for a minute. I'm still mad. Still mad. Smash that like button. Oh, I say let's talk about it. Some things going on. Some more things on my chest. What up, Reese? Since I seem to be the only one that I see talking about it, other than the other folk on the other side who gets chastised all the time, seem to have some balls talking about what's going on here. Oh, Ramsey, man, listen. I don't like what I'm seeing, bro. I don't like what I'm seeing. Not one bit. And I particularly don't like the silence behind it. Vulcan, what up? Massachusetts does not forgive you for Babe Ruth. We still. Well, Vulcan, listen. I like Reggie Jackson. Hell, I like Babe Ruth. I mean, what you want? I got love for everybody. If you don't love me, then I don't love you. I got love for everybody. Till you start acting like an asshole, then I don't love you. Big gross. Yeah, yo, smash that like button on the way in. I mean, it's the I guess Randy J, it's the silence that has me upset, but it's also what's going on because I see a particular I don't know what you want to call it. I see a particular like what up, Carl, right? Like I can't say nothing because what up? Because the guy that I like is in the White House. And I'm talking about President Dumpster Fire. That's what I'm talking about. Because I'm all happy about the guns and all. Yeah, that's cool. And that's just remains to be seen because they really ain't done nothing yet. I do not forgive you for winning 3 World Series. BTG, what up? Yeah, I'm seeing some things that are un-American, in my opinion. And I see some people who call themselves so American and constitutionalist and all type of stuff who ain't saying shit. All they keep talking about is Jibba Jabba, what up? What's going on? All they keep talking about is what's going on in front of the Supreme Court and this court and that court. There's other stuff that's going on here. I'm not a one issue guy. I do appreciate all the good stuff that's going on when it comes to guns and things. We're getting some wins. I appreciate all of that because we need to have them guns. Yeah, Drake, he is an idiot. That's the problem. I don't hear nobody talking about it. What up, Ricky? What's going on, bro? But I hear people every day doing stuff about this gun here, this decision here, that. A lot of it's clickbait, all type of stuff. But I don't hear nobody talking about stuff because we have a person who is not an American who doesn't understand the American system. Far be it from its imperfections and everything. It's not perfect at all, and we all know this. Who's running around doing shit that is hurting American people because they look at our federal workers the rank and file and look at them as some sort of like they just, disposable and it's no big deal. Firing thousands of people and stuff like that. And nobody says anything about it. The only people that I see say stuff about it are the people on the quote unquote left who gets called soy boys and all of that type of stuff. They're very vocal about it. They're talking about it. They're talking about a threat on democracy. They're talking about all of the bullshit that I'm looking at, I'm seeing. As a 2A guy who disagrees with, I don't know, most of the lot of shit that they say, I don't agree with because they go too far. And this is crazy. You got the quote unquote people who are supposed to be the party of, and let's go from this. Both parties suck. I'm for the American people. Everybody has a lobby but the American people. So I don't care about Democrats. I don't care about Republicans. I care about Americans. America. Fuck parties. What's going on, Big Dre? And we need to come to that. We need to come to that word about us as a people. What's going on, Sophia? Good to see you, sis. We need to come to that. But it doesn't seem like we are. What's up, Coy? Doesn't seem like it. And I watch a bunch of bullshit. That's right. Both parties suck. Two different wings on the same bird. That's all it is. And I don't hear anybody, like I said, I don't hear anybody who I would consider in my camp saying much of anything. Especially the people who put out videos about stuff all the time. If you get here for VA and voted for Trump, just know your wait times for care about the questionable. Okay? Yeah, Ramsey J, I know. See, it sucks when the choice is between, you got to pick the better of two evils. It sucks, man. It does. But the thing you do is you have to pick what's going to be best for you. Now, talking about closing the Department of Education, firing a bunch of people that you're not supposed to. What's up, Charles Henry? Which is going to affect all of the red states because they don't have any money anyway. A lot of the blue states and stuff, they'll be okay because most of the money that gets paid into the federal government is from those states anyway. And then most of the funds and stuff, all the programs and stuff from the Department of Education, things like that, go to those other poor states who unanimously voted against their own interests. I have my own theories on that. I think part of it is hate. I think part of it is just stupidity because you didn't take time to look stuff up and find out what the hell is going on. I don't want to deal with an oligarchy, which is what is trying to be built now. And I don't want to deal with no corporatocracy either. I don't want to deal with either one. Like my man Hot Tub Tony says, I honestly prefer revolution because they're always talking about some sort of big race war. I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing is class. What's happening? We're having a class issue going on right now. The robber barons are back in the building. And they're acting like robber barons this time. What's going on down now makes no sense. It's tragic. Right. There is no real goal. But no. BTG, there is a goal. The goal is to create a permanent underclass that's not just black people. A permanent underclass. Stupidity is undefeated. You are correct, Charles Henry. That's the goal. Trying to figure out how to get the repeated gunshot. Well, yeah. I'm not in New York. Dre, I agree with that. There's some hate going on. There's some stuff happening. I do. I see that. And what I'm learning, too, is that people just don't take the time to learn things. They just don't. I was watching some brothers a few nights ago, and they were talking and they were saying some things. And the one guy was basically just saying, you should shut the fuck up. You shouldn't say anything about what's going on. You should just go. You can go to the grocery store. You can do this. You can do that. You should just be quiet. You shouldn't have nothing to say. That's not. If that was the case, we never would have had a republic ever. If somebody just said, something, everybody just sit down, shut the fuck up. We still be talking about God Save the Queen or some bullshit. When I heard him say it, I sort of just like stopped. I didn't comment, but I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Nothing can get done that way. And when in America, as black people, and I'm speaking of black people, there's some white folk out there watching, listen, if you're an ally, you're an accomplice, I'm with you, I love you, but right now, I'm speaking to black folk at this particular moment. We can't have that attitude. If we had that attitude, I don't think we'd have any sort of anything like any had to make any progress like we have. I mean, it ain't perfect, but we did make some progress. If you say that, that's weird that we don't, because we do. But we still, after all, we still are the least paid, the least thought about, the least cared about. The food, the class. Yeah, it's back to that old thing of, that was done on purpose. If we don't educate people, you can right. That's why this whole big thing about getting rid of the Department of Education, because you don't want to educate people. I mean, he's talking about taking away funding from people that have freaking Black history classes and shit. None of this stuff makes sense. You're talking about, we doing all this because we're trying to root out corruption in the government and all of that. That's bullshit. If you want to find money in the government, I forget how many billions of dollars the Defense Department just lost and nobody knows where it is. That's how I know it's all bullshit. And then the first thing you do is you want to have a tax cut that's going to cost $4 trillion for you to fund. That's not going to help the lower class, not going to help the middle class. It's only going to help a certain tax bracket. And you're going to spend $4 trillion to do this. And even if you cut all this stuff, you can't make up for the $4 trillion. So we're talking about within 2 administrations, this person has added is potentially going to add $12 trillion to the debt. Trillion. Just the Negro question. What will we do with them? I don't know, Jibba Jabba. I don't know, bro. I hear what you're saying. What up, man? Patriot. 47 is coming to increase the wealth to new heights. The poor will be even poorer, which will be that's what it is. It's creating an oligarchy. That's what it is. And my problem is the people who are supposed to be constitutionalists and care so much about the Constitution, they ain't saying shit because the guy that they like is in the White House. Now that makes me sort of figure about why you like the guy in the White House, because he was talking shit and doing stuff all the time and saying a whole bunch of bullshit. He just has saying a bunch of bullshit, and nobody seemed to listen. It's to a point now where it's because I care about the American people. I don't give a damn about party. To be honest, I don't like my government no matter who's in charge. I don't like it. But now regular, everyday people who don't look like me, who look more like the dominant society, are getting screwed. These fools fired thousands of people, part of the energy department, had no clue. They had no clue. And this is how stupid they are, that those were the people who watched over our nuclear stockpiles and stuff like that. That stuff is important, whether you don't think about it or not. Bullets and guns and accessories and all that shit is important too. But the other stuff is also important. I'm not a one-issue guy. I'm not. I can't, because I can't eat bullets and guns. I can't. I got to think about the other shit too. Yeah, Dre. Trump is managing the planned downfall of the U.S. MAGA needed a strongman. Yeah, he needed a strongman who's actually a pussy. He ain't strong. He's bending the knee to our I guess, biggest adversary. I mean, what the hell is this? What up, Reg? What's going on here? Where are the patriots? We got 300 million guns in this country, and those are owned by the people. Where are the patriots with the voices who say they're patriots? Where they at? What they doing? I don't hear them saying nothing. I see videos about all the types of bullshit. But because the guy that you like, who is a complete, total fucking dumpster fire, who talks on like a 3rd or 5th grade level, whatever it's been analyzed to be, who sounds like a goddamn idiot. And I don't want no president who sounds stupider than I do. Because I ain't the stupidest man in the world. I ain't the smartest man in the world either. But I'm smarter than that clown. I don't care what he got going on. I don't care how much money he made, or it don't mean nothing. I've heard people who've been in places of power and who have money, who've been at these different tables, and they're like, yeah, you sit down at these tables with these people who have all this money and all this power, and you come to find out that those people ain't no smarter than you. You be the smartest one at the table. So I'm gonna get back to this non-American that we got running around and that they letting run ripshot over our government, who's a non-American. And I'm talking about Elon Musk. I'll talk about him straight up. I don't care. He's not an American. He's a South African. He can take his ass back to Africa if he want to do some shit. And he's running roughshod over our people, stealing our information. And I'm a fraud guy. That's what I do during the day. That's what I do. That's how I bring him the bacon. You know, and stealing, breaking into computer systems, stealing all our information. Then his bullshit system they set up leaked out our information. Who knows who have it? It's ridiculous. We say $400 million for armed cyber trucks with infrastructure. Yes. You got this guy talking about he's cutting all this stuff, but then the conflicts of interest are ridiculous. Nobody's talking about this. What up, Tactical Tina? Nobody has anything to say about it. I don't need to talk about the guns right now. It's important because I think we may need to have them. I do. All the good stuff that's going on. But there is another problem that's going on here in America. There is an attack on my people, which is just is. There's an attack on my folk. But then there's also an attack that's going on other folk that don't look like me, and they need to wake the fuck up. They do. 2024, when the cost of eggs was national crisis, today 12 eggs cost. Yo, Ramsey, man. My wife was sending me pictures from stuff today. She was at the grocery store, house, the price of stuff, man. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then whoever voted for this clown, your guy, oh, grocery prices are gonna go down day one. Ain't shit going down. Everything keeps going up. And it's gonna keep going up. Because the United States is a corporation, but it's not like running a bank or running some sort of other type of corporation. It's different. And we live in a global economy now. It's not just about what goes on our shores. And you want to know whose fault this is that way? It's the government's fault. Because they sold all our shit off everywhere. There's no manufacturing in this country anymore because our politicians sold that shit away and sent it to other places. And it ain't coming back. No matter what. It ain't coming back. Exactly, Charles Henry. You know why? Because he thought he could just be like, oh, because I say so, they're going to go down. You're not doing shit to make them go down. All this wicked drama is a smokescreen to take the attention away from the major money grab. Yes, I agree, BTG. Gas retail. Yeah. Right. Elon is an American. That's the thing. He's not an American. No, I don't hear nobody saying, screaming about this. We have a non-American in our government fucking shit up. And where are all the patriots? Where are they at? Because for some reason you expect President Dumpster Fire? I can't respect that clown because he let this dude run a roughshod over. Did anybody see that shit when he was in the Oval Office the other day? And Elon Musk was standing over him and had his little son there telling him you're not the president, basically telling him to shut the fuck up. Did anybody see that? I got homeboys and my brothers and stuff. When we I don't stand over them and talk over them like that. He there disrespecting the office. Forget the guy sitting in the chair. This clown is standing in there looking like a bum, disrespecting the office, and ain't nobody saying nothing about it. Nobody saying nothing about it. Where all the patriots at? Where they at? This is a non-American. And these patriots will be the first one to be talking about, oh, we got to close the borders. We can't have the others in here. No matter who they are, we can't have them here. There was an other running roughshod inside the government that's supposed to be for the people and by the people, fucking shit up. And ain't nobody saying nothing. And it's affecting regular, real, everyday people. Because a person has a civil servant job doesn't mean they're bad. For some people, that was the best job they could get. You get good benefits, all types of shit. And they're regular people, just like us. And you just don't give a fuck because they work for the government? That's bullshit. But you worried about Pedro, who out there doing shit, ain't breaking no law, cleaning up shit, picking fruit, doing all type of shit. I can go grab them from Walmart and get a bunch of dudes, fix my fucking house in 4 hours. You worried about him, but you're not worried about the robber baron who's running roughshod through the government, firing our people, American people, no matter what color they are. They our folk. And you're not saying shit. Yeah, his son was cursing at Trump. And nobody's saying nothing. At all. Right, just like Darth Vader. Nobody's saying a damn thing. Prices going up, all type of stuff. And everybody just sitting around. And a lot of people, I'm talking about people in the gun space. Nobody's saying nothing. Because I speak to us, because the cats on the other side that us people in the gun space talk about, oh, they over there talking mad shit. Like, yo, let's fight. What we gonna do? We gotta do something. We gotta stop this. We can't have this happen. They talking mad shit. I know, because I'm listening to them. And I'm like, where is the fight from the people who's supposed to be able to fight? Where they at? They're not saying shit. You got this dude here on this little small platform trying to talk to people, trying to say shit. Nobody important might not ever see this, but I gotta speak about it. What up, Howard J? I gotta speak about it. I can't be silent. Because no matter what the history of this country is, and no matter what has happened to my people here, and we've been done wrong, and I understand that, and I understand the history of it, we built this shit. We built the wealth of this country. It belongs to us. It's ours. And I don't want to see no clown from somewhere else just come through here, especially from apartheid South Africa. That's where this nigga from. That's where he from. Coming in here running roughshod over our people. Because it goes past the government. It moves into regular, everyday people losing their jobs, losing their livelihood. Can't feed their family. And nobody's saying anything, like it's not important. And what's happening, and all these people who are just so in love with President Dumpster Fire, we in the fucking around to find out stage. Because now we find it out. We say Ross Perot predicted the situation. Yeah. I remember Ross Perot. And I'm trying not to be a cold-hearted bastard and be like, yo, this is what they voted for, this is what they get. I'm trying not to be that way. It's hard. Because black folks been telling you that white supremacy and the patriarchy been on bullshit forever. We've been telling y'all that. And nobody believed it. But now you're seeing it come bite you in the ass. Because the guy who told you that he loved you and that he was going to take care of you and that he was going to protect you and he was going to do this, done a whole bunch of executive bullshit that ain't helping nobody but him and his boys. It ain't helping us. It ain't helping the American people. You show me where it's helping the American people. Show me where it is. Because shit might be going good in the courts because of guns. You can't eat guns and bullets. You can't. You can't take care of your family with that. And you want to know something? The way they go after other shit, let's just say they get up and decide, this Second Amendment thing, we don't like it because there's too many of them running around that got guns and we can't control them the way we want to. Because it's easy to control an unarmed citizenry. Easy. It's a lot harder to control an armed one. Because if you come into my community with 10 guys and I got 50 and we all armed to the teeth, well, yo, get the fuck out of here. And I know that can happen because that's what happened at the Bundy Ranch. The Second Amendment boys and the militias came and went to Nevada and was like, nah, you can't fuck with our man. And he went and ran the motherfuckers the fuck up out of there. Ran them out of there. So I know it's possible because that's what the Second Amendment is for. What up, Nikolai? You had a bull salad today? Yeah, we got plastic straws. Jibba jabba. Oh, I'm so happy. Got plastic straws. That stuff don't mean shit. Jibba jabba, I don't know if it was a Cincinnati psyop or not. All I know is I learned more about Lincoln Heights. I drove through Lincoln Heights plenty of times because I go back and forth through there all the time. That's like Lincoln Heights maybe 25, 30 minutes from me, if that. I drive past it all the time. I didn't know it was a historical black neighborhood. I didn't know that. Whether it was a psyop or whatever it was. Have you seen the movie Bushwick? Don't I'll look it up. I'll take a look. But nah, man. We have all the Patriots. Because from what I see, the Patriots that I see are the cats on the other side that the Patriots talk about. The soy boys. The cats who you say is all types of punks. They over there screaming Like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing? What are they doing to us? They actually seem to give a damn about the Republic. Where the guys who's supposed to care about the Republic don't seem to give a shit as long as our gun rights are good. It's the weirdest shit in the world. I don't get it. I understand what's going on in other states. They doing shit in states. They doing shit in Colorado. They doing shit in Illinois. Shit going on in Jersey. Shit going on in New York, California. I understand all of that. But what about the shit that's going on in D.C. that could affect all of that? It's crazy. I think Nancy gave the plan citizenship. I don't know. It's about folks trying to disarm citizens in a neighborhood standing up. Yeah, I mean, Nikolai, that's what it is, man. This is, like they were saying, this is not the 30s and the 40s. It's not. Yeah, none of the orders were for the people. Yeah, right, Jarvis. None of the orders were for the people. What up, Norwood? None of the orders were for the people. You hit that like button on the way in, please. None of the orders were for the people. It was a bunch of bullshit. This motherfucker worried about the changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, so he can have a photo op on a plane while he's flying over it. And then one of the biggest news agencies on the planet who try to cover shit, the Associated Press, they can't come in and be a part of anything and cover anything because they won't say the Gulf of America because he said so. Because he's a petulant child. And I'm talking about President Dumpster Fire. That's my official name for him. Because I don't care if a Republican wins or a Democrat wins. Because what I say is the next day in the morning, I'm still a black man in America. That's usually what I say. But when I start seeing things being attacked, what's supposed to be the way that our government is set up and is supposed to run, and I know every empire falls. I know that. But just because every empire falls, if I'm alive during the empire and have a voice, I'm supposed to speak because I'm not supposed to let the empire fall because I got kids and grandkids and brothers and nieces, nephews, all type of shit. We're the true patriots. We're all they who'll stand up and say something. Now, I do understand that there's also a group of people who are true patriots who won't say anything. They'll just be quiet, and they'll wait in the wings, and they waiting and plotting and scheming. Salute to y'all. I understand that. Y'all won't speak, so I'll speak for you. I'm just not, there's no reason for me to be scared. It is what it is. I care about the American people, all of them. For some reason, I grew up in what they would call one of the most liberal cities on the planet. But there's a certain thing that they instill in you growing up at the time that I grew up in that city. There was a certain level of patriotism that was poured into you. And you don't know if you didn't go to those schools, if you didn't go to those assemblies and you didn't go to those things. There was a I don't know if you want to call it a brainwashing or what, but there was a thing. Especially growing up in New York City, all you heard about was the Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty and the Great Melting Pot. Now everybody could come here and be successful and have something. I didn't learn later and have a better understanding about slavery and everything about how my folk didn't come through Ellis Island. I learned that later because I grew up in a time where my teachers had dashikis and afros and shit, and they started teaching us that type of stuff. It's a different sort of time. Who give a fuck? I don't know nobody, Jarvis. He changed the golf name to try to go around doing, and you want to know something, Nikolai? That ain't gonna work either. These are stupid executive orders. They don't change. You want to do an executive order that says every dozen of eggs got to be 99 cents. Do some shit like that. You want to do something? Do some shit like that. Some shit that'll matter. I was raised by liberals, yet I will always support the First and Second Amendments above all. I mean, listen, I agree. I can't call my parents liberals or conservatives. I call my mother more conservative because she's a very staunch Christian woman. So her values are more conservative. But there's some social things because here's the thing, the quote unquote party of conservatism, the quote unquote party of law and order, the ones who always flouting how they're religious and Christians and all of that, they Christians in name only. Because they don't live up to anything that has to do with Jesus, which is where you become a Christian because you follow Jesus Christ. They don't believe in none of that stuff. It's bullshit. That's why I don't respect them. Because it's bullshit. You may get mad at a dude because he says, oh, I believe in transgenders having a say or having some rights or whatever. You may get mad at him. But you want to know something? He'll say that same shit about the guy over there who's saying he's full of shit because all he cares about is that if you steal this person's rights, you can come along and steal mine. And that's where the problem comes in. That's why we're the Patriots, the 2A boys. Where y'all at? Why y'all not speaking against this bullshit? Yep, the stock market first up. Yeah, look at that. What's going on, Tiger Crane? My 401k looked like shit. It looked good during them 4 years of old Sleepy Joe. I'm just going to tell you, my shit was popping. It was really popping really good when Obama was the president, but that sort of died down and then it started popping again. But now it's all fucked up again. Because people are scared. Because what business likes is normalcy. They like normalcy. There's a company that I know about, and the name of their slogan right now is brilliantly boring. Just chew on that. Brilliantly boring. Normal, regular shit. Not going outside of anything. Just slow and steady, even keel. That's why our stock market is all fucked up right now. History repeats itself. They've erased things in the past so that they teach what they want. Yes. That's what they're trying to do now. Because you don't want to feel, what's up, Truth and Integrity? Because you don't want to feel a certain way. We can't say anything because, oh, they might feel uncomfortable. Fuck you feeling uncomfortable. You was hanging people and doing all types of dastardly shit in swamps and stuff all over the place. And we supposed to care about your comfortable? Because your grandfather and great-grandfather was on some bullshit and your great-grandmother and grandmother was on some bullshit. I'm supposed to care? Because we feel bad. Don't feel bad, motherfucker. But like, yeah, man, that shit was wrong. It ain't nothing wrong with talking about history. The only history we can talk about if it make you feel good, that's bullshit. What up, Mirror? Cafeteria Christians, they pick and choose. There you go. Thank you, Charles. Exactly. Feelings are just your personal opinion. Feelings don't outweigh facts. That's why I had to look at certain things, because when they started talking about the whole DEI thing, it got me in my emotions. And I had to stop and pull myself back and say, let me look at this thing logically. And once I looked at it logically, I've come to the conclusion now that I understand it's done as a hateful thing, and I know what it's done, but removing DEI, so what? It's not going to do anything. It's not going to help black people. It's not going to hurt black people. It's not. Because it wasn't helping us at large anyway. All this stuff, affirmative action, white women, they benefited from that shit more than black people ever will. But that's the shit they don't tell you. You got to go look that shit up for yourself. What up, Tank? I ain't really about liberal or conservative. It's about personal ethics and responsibility. Black folks not raised like me or some flip-flopping motherfuckers. Like, listen, I understand what you're saying, Tank. I get it, man. I get it. See, I got to speak for my folk because I'm part of that tribe. And in America, we are tribal. So I got to speak for it. But it doesn't mean that I can't have care for the other part of the folk or the other people, because I'm part of a small part of a tribe that's part of a giant tribe. Because I look at America as a tribe, even though we got a whole bunch of shit going on. Because that shit goes on in other places where you have people that look just like each other, but they got different tribes and shit, and they be fighting against each other. So I'm part of the tribe of Black Americans, but I'm also part of the American tribe as a whole. May sound weird, but that's how I see it. What about our children? We have to learn the false history. Yes. See, but that's why it's up to us to teach our kids so that they know. Because they're not going to teach them in school. There's things that's always going to have to be that way. It's just the way, like, if I want little Zach to learn how to build these ARs, and I want him to learn how to clean them, and I want him to learn how to manipulate this firearm, learn how to do this, and what this part of this is, and that. It's up to me to teach him, because the schools ain't going to teach him. The same way it's up for me to teach him about all the great black people who done stuff, and all the shit that's been stolen. It's up to me. So he knows that he comes from great people. It's up to me. It's up to us to do that and instill in our children. Just like for white folks, it's up to you so that your children are well-rounded and they understand who is amongst them. Not no clowns. Strong, proud people, smart, intelligent, who made this country wealthy. It was off their backs. That's how this country is wealthy. Not me. If DI benefited us, black women wouldn't have the highest eviction rate. That's what I'm saying. All that stuff it is to get an emotional response. And I know because it gave me an emotional response. I had to step back and take a look and be like, It evoked something in me to make me not think logically. And it's the same trick that gets played on the other folk. On the folk that don't look like me. On white folk. It's the same trick they play on them. To make them emotional. So you can feel some kind of way. So you can think that, oh, that black pilot, he got that job, not because he know how to fly, because he passed all types of tests and did all types of shit and might have flew overseas for whatever certain services or whatever. He only got that because he was black, not because he was qualified. Because DEI means a lot of things, but right now they're using that shit to mean fuck black people. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not. It ain't about women, LGBTQIA, whatever the hell they call themselves. It ain't about none of that. It's about black folks. That whole attack on DEI shit. That's what that's about. They hide it with everything else, but that's what that's about. Because they want to erase the history. Because we got a white supremacist who's running the country. And then his minion is a white supremacist who's from apartheid South Africa, who's running around fucking shit up, hurting more than just black folks, hurting everybody, hurting other Americans. And nobody's talking about it. Our media is full of shit. It's the independent cats that are talking about it. The guys the people in our space, and I see the gun space, the 2A space, that get shitted on and talked about because they have a different view on guns and stuff than we do. But when it comes to the American people, they're like, fuck all that bullshit. What these guys doing to these people? You're hurting people. They seem to care more about that than a motherfucking gun and a bullet, which I think is important. So I can have a conversation with them. I may be able to sway them into thinking, yeah, we may need them guns and bullets. We may need to have that stuff. But to sit and talk to a person who just don't give a shit about nobody else because it ain't affecting them, y'all gonna fuck around and find out. That's right, from greatness. I might have been on the corner slinging, but certain shit just wasn't gonna happen in my presence. I stood on that. There was a fight. I get that, Tank. What about people like me who have bloodlines from 4 or 5 continents? I mean, Nikolai, I get that, man. None of us really know. You can go try to find out and do a type of test or whatever. So that's why I always say, there's a thing with, I understand that my roots and stuff come from Africa or whatever, but I don't know anything about that really. I always say I'm from Queens. I'm from Hollis. So that's what I know. I know about being a black American. That's what I know about. An American just happens to be black in this country. That's what I know. My roots come from someplace, but I know about here. I know about the contributions and stuff and things that my people who are here have done and who still do to this day, and that they want to erase just because. Some hateful bullshit. J3, what up, yo? Put into the chat, 153. Never know anyone get a position just because they're black. You want to know something, Jibba Jabba? I don't know anybody either. I've never met anybody that got a position just because. I don't. And I know a lot of people that run the gamut of all different type of people, from blue collar to white collar, and all in between. And I don't know anybody that I can say that though that's why. I'm just talking about dating back to my great grandfather. I mean, Nikolai, either way, man. What you know, I know, because there's a segment of my family that's really, really, really light skinned. Really light skinned. So I know there's some other stuff going through my bloodline. But whatever. The American people need to stop letting ourselves get duped. We have to stop. And then once again, I speak to the patriots who all they care about is guns and gun rights. The issue is, what'll end up happening is, let's say somebody just tries to do some sort of constitutional change and they decide they want to get rid of it because they're talking about getting rid of the IRS right now. What up, Thomas? And in order to truly get rid of the IRS, you have to get rid of the 16th. You have to change the 16th Amendment. You can go look that up. I don't know how it reads or whatever, stuff like that. But you have to get rid of the 16th Amendment. And they're not going to be able to do that. Because they're talking about, and I'm looking at the new tax setup that they're talking about, getting rid of income tax, and you get to keep all your check and putting a 23% tax on whatever you buy. So basically you end up paying taxes on what you want to pay taxes on. This is what they're calling it. But let's say they succeed in changing the 16th Amendment. Let's just say they succeed in doing it. What's to say they don't get up and decide, hey, we want to change the Second Amendment too? Because we don't like all them fools running around having all that firepower. Having them guns that'll break your back. Having shit that I can hit you from a mile away with. We don't like that. Having them guns that the Secret Service, the one gun they fear is a 50 cal. I've heard them say that. That's the thing that they have, 50 cals. I know at least 15 people that have 50 cals. At least 15, if not more. What if they decide we're going to change the Constitution and we're going to get rid of your shit? And you can't have that no more. Now, I know they don't possibly have the manpower to go door to door and take somebody's shit. But what we're going to do then? Is that when we're going to stand up then? When we decide, oh, now they're coming to get us, now we got to stand up? No, don't be a fucking dumbass. You stand up now. When you see tyranny, you stand up to it right away. Zach, that's why states' rights are fundamental. Any constitutional change requires all free. I know, Tank. I know, brother. I know. Well, let's say they try to do something and do the switcheroo. All the stuff is smoking rules, smoking mirrors, and it's the real shit going on, Michael. Uncle June, I know that, man. Grand Council Authority impose a federal... Yeah, Jarvis. I'm just saying because we have what's supposed to be the party of law and order, who I hear coming out of these people's mouths that I'm watching. I watched J.D. Vance say it. He's another clown. Because his wife is Indian, his children are mixed, and these fools out here was talking shit about his wife, these white supremacists, and he ain't saying nothing. So in my eyes, he's a bitch. He's a punk. Because somebody start talking shit about my wife, I don't care where I'm at. I'm going to be like, yo, fuck you. You don't just be talking shit about my wife. And they talking about him and his wife and his kids. And this fool is start talking about, because we have a system of government, and this fool is talking about how he wants to have a king, basically. There's supposed to be checks and balances in our government. And if a court rules, I don't care what court it is, if the court rules and says, hey, your executive order is on some bullshit, and it needs to be looked at and reviewed because it looks like it's unconstitutional, then you're supposed to take this shit in court and you're supposed to handle it. That's what's supposed to happen. But now, all of a sudden, because their guy is in office, and he talking a bunch of shit because they just want to tear shit up because they don't give a fuck about nobody except the white patriarchy. I'm just going to say it straight up front. Because of that, now all of a sudden, the courts don't have the right to say anything. Fuck you talking about? That's how our government is set up. It's three separate but co-equal branches of government. And they're like, fuck that. And the problem is that the judiciary don't have nobody to enforce it. The people that they use to enforce that shit work for the executive branch. And if the executive branch is corrupt, what you gonna do? What up, Gina? What up, Billy? What up, Malik? Switch your rule again. You stupid. Exactly, Mr. Dixon. Only the rich, and for that matter, rich white folks, because they must not rather have any people of color, especially black folks, because we was born here to be property anyway. We wasn't supposed to be people. They don't want us here to do nothing. Oh yeah, the whole legal system is screwed anyway. But I understand. You want to know something? And I get all of that. But there is a certain way that things are supposed to be ran and it's supposed to go. And up until now, they've been all for it. Now all of a sudden, because you want to consolidate all this power into one place because you want to have a king. And that's why I'm upset, because I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm seeing and looking at. I know what's in front of me. We had a whole revolution because we didn't want to have a king. Now, all of a sudden, the guys who were supposed to be, I'm talking about guys who went overseas and fought, all type of shit. Nobody's saying nothing. You're just looking at it like, it's okay. And I'm not talking about the silent cats, because those guys I respect, like I said. You out there quiet, you ain't going to show your hand, you're just waiting in the wings. Salute to you, once again. But it's the other folk. They just got nothing to say. President Dumpster Fire just does whatever. And the non-American is running roughshod over our system of government, doing whatever the fuck he want to do. And nobody's saying nothing. Because he's Elon Musk. Go do some research on Elon Musk. He ain't that smart. You ever listen to him in an interview? He sounds just as stupid as Dumpster Fire. Just as stupid. He sounds just as bad. You think he's smart because he got a lot of money. That don't mean shit. He came into some shit that was already there. If I go buy a bread company that's successful, it don't mean I'm a good baker. It just means I know how to buy a company where I already know how to bake bread. You draw the conclusion from there. Thank you, Uncle June. Appreciate that. So they love Desi folk, though, so I don't see an issue with skin color. You want to know something, Tank? It's because they like paying low wages. It's not because they love those people, and I'm going to say the Indian people. It's not because they love them. It's because they're trying to find another group of people that they can pay less and have them come in and take over and do some shit. That's what that's all about. It ain't because they love them. Hate doesn't have that. Hate will just take what's useful and use it to get to the end of what it is that they're trying to do. It ain't because they like them or they love them. They don't. For them, it's just a necessary evil because the oligarchs aren't going to do it themselves. Because it's one thing that you learn is that what makes a company prosperous, it's not generally the guy who runs it. It's the people under him who do shit and keep shit running, who are good at what they do and just make him look like he's doing some shit and he ain't doing nothing. He's just the guy that sits at the top. Your mid-level, low-level managers, stuff like that, who hire the people that do all the work and do all of the real shit inside of a company. What up, Javon? I've been warning people about Muskrat. Yeah. He didn't come into PayPal, though. He's awkward as fuck when he talks about it. Yeah, listen. Indians are the buffer of the race and excluding the benefits of America was purchased Trump. And that's what it is. And these people are sitting there just watching this guy do whatever, and he's hurting American people. What up, Bullyproof? What's going on, bro? He's hurting American people. No matter what they look like. You start firing civil servants, you definitely gonna hurt some black folk. Because a lot of times becoming a civil servant is a way, it was always a way for black people to get into the middle class because you had a good paying job, you had good benefits, you can send your kids to school, shit like that. But they ain't just hurting them, it's hurting other people too. And I'm trying not to be just like a total, like, just bastard, just be like a total motherfucker, like just fuck everybody else that ain't black. I'm trying not to be like that. But I fall back into my corner too. Because I know I'm viewed a certain way just because I'm a black man in America. And they view us a certain way that they don't view everybody else. It's just the truth. Everybody else is exotic and they promote out. Us, we fucked up because we from here. How much a Tesla's worth now? People in the hole trying to... matter of fact, his stock tanked. But the man got so much money, it's ridiculous. But here's the thing, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over. He's not an American. And he is running a roughshod over American people, doing shit to the American people, and nobody's saying nothing. I don't see it, not in the space that I sit in. And I'm talking about the 2A boys. Nobody's saying nothing. The cats on the other side, they're out there speaking. They talking their shit. They sound like they want to fight. I wish the fight that's in them was over here on this side. So we'd be like, no, we're not taking this bullshit. If I can convince them to like guns over there, it'd be something different. I have to disagree with your whole premise. Like, smaller government should be the goal of those who love, who have been. You want to know something, Tank? I'm not against smaller government. I'm not against that. I'm against how this is being done. I'm not against smaller government. In every governmental system, there's waste and corruption and all of that. And you're supposed to go in and figure it out. And you're supposed to be able to get it. But you know how I know that they're full of shit and that's what they're trying to do? The motherfucker fired 18 inspector generals. Those are the guys who are tasked with finding this stuff. They removed the guys that are supposed to be tasked with finding this, and you got one guy running around who doesn't really know our government, who's fucking shit up, who got 19-year-olds doing dumb shit, who's fucking shit up. That's my problem. I don't have a problem with cutting government. I don't have a problem with getting rid of wasteful spending and shit like that. I don't have no problem with that at all. But that's not what they're doing. It just looks like it. Right. It was never about it. Thank you, Ramsey. It was never about finding no waste of nothing. They're trying to do the biggest, what is this? Funny enough. This whole change of wealth. They're trying to do the biggest one in history. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create permanent underclass and create this legacy wealth for these people who don't even deserve it. And people just sitting back like it's just okay. They're not saying that. And I'm only speaking to the people mainly who live in the space that I do. It's the carving out of America. Yeah, that's what it is. I want to know where are all the patriots? Where are all the voices? I don't want to hear shit just from your channel about, oh, this is the two-way, this and this is that's happening. Where's the other shit? American people are getting hurt. If a motherfucker from wherever, be it India, Africa, China, or whatever, broke into our system, stole all our information, put it on a bullshit system, leaked it out all over the place, we'd be up in arms. Like, oh my God, look what they did. But because this stupid non-American motherfucker works for President Dumpster Fire, it's okay? Are you fucking stupid? No, it's not okay. Speak up and say something. Do you agree that we would all be better off with a federal government that is a fraction of its current size? Tank, I agree that we would be better off if it wasn't so much, if it wasn't so big. I don't disagree with that. Now, how that would look, I don't know. Some of that stuff is above me. But I don't disagree. I think some stuff is too big. Some bureaucracy is too big. That's why I don't disagree with that, man. But that's not what they're trying to do. They keep saying that because it sounds good. But the reason why you haven't heard a peep out of the Congress until they start talking about, the first thing they start talking about is we're going to put $4 trillion worth of debt on this country. More than we already have. We're going to add to it. And just cause. And how are we going to do that? We're going to start cutting programs for Social Security and food stamps and things like that. And there is a certain social contract that our government has with people that certain things are supposed to get taken care of. Because they're all vulnerable in this country that need to be taken care of. And whether you agree with it or not, it just is. The first thing they do is attack that stuff to give money to the wealthiest people here. They're not trying to reform and change shit. It's just a big-ass money grab. That's all it is. The problem is I have people who aren't clear to have an access. Exactly, Charles Henry. Exactly. I know G-Tech. I know Congress is corrupt as fuck. No matter who controls it, I know they are. But right now, I'm seeing something that I've never seen in my lifetime. And I live a particular reality. I live in a certain space where everybody's always talking about my freedoms, our freedoms, my Second Amendment freedoms. You can't step on my rights. It shall not be infringed, all that shit. Are we just talking all that bullshit for nothing? The First Amendment don't matter. The Third, the Fourth, the Fifth don't matter. The 14th, the 13th, none of the other, only the second one is the only one that matters. And nobody has anything to say about the non-American that's running roughshod and hurting the American people at large. Shit always take time to trickle down. You want to try to stop shit before you break everything and you just totally destroy everything and there ain't no way back. Like I said, our system of government is not perfect, but it's the one we got. and then just let somebody come along and just fuck shit up. It's real people are getting hurt behind this. It's just the truth. For it to change drastically, it wouldn't have to look different from what you've ever known and seen. Yes, it would. It would have to look different. But I'm watching what's happening. I'm watching that there's no transparency. Nobody's showing anything. They're just doing shit. You're firing thousands of people at one time for no cause. Civil servants who actually have rights who are going to sue. Because you can't just be firing people like that. They have different rights. Civil servants is different. You have to show some sort of cause. But just because you have you have to show allegiance. If you don't show allegiance to the dear leader, then you can't be here. That's bullshit. We supposed to be Americans. We don't have kings and dictators. That's not what we do. I don't get it. Short-term treasury bonds are paying high interest than long-term treasury bonds. There's no company. Yeah, jibber jab, I know, bro. A lot of black people are not patriotic. They feel that this is not their home, so therefore they feel America's problems are not theirs. We as a people don't fight for anything. Call right, you want to know something, man? That's what I'm saying. I don't know no place else, man. This is my home. This is our shit. We built this. This is ours. We built this. That's why you can't run me off. And that's why I won't shut the fuck up. But it does sound like North Korea. See, but it got to where it was no oversight. We ain't vote for this BS. We ain't vote to get pumped by Zelensky. You want to know something, Take? Like I said, we live in a global stage. And I don't agree with everything that the government does. I can't. But if you my man, right? You're supposed to be my man. You're supposed to be my boy, my ally. And some big nigga come along who can fuck you up. And I know he can. And this is going to just totally destroy you. Am I supposed to sit there and just let him fuck you up? And I'm just going to a basic thing. I'm not talking about economics. I'm not talking about nothing. Because Zelensky wasn't pumping anybody. We started giving him the shit. Because it's about a global politic. It's more to it than just what's happening. This is globalism. It's global politics. It's not just about what's going on here. It affects more than just us. It's weird. It's a whole bunch of other crazy shit that a lot of it I don't know about. But I look at it from a basic level like that. The people that we've always thought were like an enemy to us, they're not an ally. Our interests don't coincide with theirs. Now they fucking with some people who's supposed to be my people. And I'm supposed to just let them do it. No. No, I don't think we should be giving all that crazy money either. But my thing is, you want to give them all that money? Also take that same amount of money and use it to help people here in America. See, I ain't against that. My thing is when it's one-sided. But I do understand that we live in this global society and shit takes place not on our shores that affects us, and we need to be in the middle of it. First of all, if the United States wasn't trying to be the freaking global police, we wouldn't have to deal with all that bullshit. But because that's the position that we put ourselves in, because we feel we paid the cost to be the boss, so you got to deal with it. Sometimes being a boss means you got to make the hard decisions. I look at it that way too. Because I do see us that way. Because we everywhere. We all over the place. We destabilize shit. We stabilize shit. We do all types of bullshit. We do. Thank you, Thomas. We do. We do all types of bullshit. But you want to know something? You have those talks inside the house. When there's bullshit going on inside your house, you don't go outside the house and talk shit about it. You talk and you keep those problems inside the house. And if another motherfucker outside talks some shit about what's going on in the house, you tell them to shut the fuck up because it ain't none of your business. So what we do as Americans, American government, whatever, that's what we do. That's for us to get mad at our system of governments. Hey, man, what you doing? Why you giving them all this billions of dollars, but you ain't helping out my man over here who's a homeless veteran who need X, Y, and Z, who gave his legs for you and did all type of shit and got PTSD and all of that. That's where we come in and we supposed to. But a lot of times what happens is we too comfortable. That's what happens. You want us to fight your wars. Right. Exactly, Carl, right? But then when you get home, they don't give a fuck about you. What does Marco want to say? Our name is our name, and yeah, fuck it. I mean, that's true, Tank. We all fucking it up. What up, Mr. Hicks? But that's the thing, man. I just want to see people say something about it. Act like you give a fuck. Act like it's more than just about the guns, because it is. Folks got these platforms and they ain't gonna say shit. I don't know if it's because they scared or what. In my own theme song, it says, they say that I have a right to bear arms. You know, that's what it says. And you just know it's with me. Fuck is you scared for? You the one with the guns. Fuck you scared for? And nobody says anything. And you got this non-American once again running around fucking up stuff for American people. Whether they work for the government or not, they regular people. Because we've all worked for companies, and you know the rank and file guy is just that. He's the rank and file guy. He's there pushing his papers, doing whatever he's doing so he can get his check and he can take care of his family and be able to have some nice shit and go on vacations and do shit like that and have some good type of health care. And those are the irregular people that are getting affected right now, that are getting fucked up. And no one has anything to say about it. But I'll see 10,000 videos about, they made this ruling so you can't carry a gun, or because of magazines, or because of suppressors. And fuck that bullshit. We got that. That's happening now. We in a good place now. Now, be a real patriot and start talking about some shit that matters. Because if it starts fucking with you and they start talking about, yeah, we're going to change the Second Amendment, we're going to do this, then all of a sudden you want to stand up then. But it's too late by then. Because you're already fucked. As long as the price of Coors Light doesn't rise. Yeah, Chip, I guess so, bro. I read that half of the weapons we sent to Ukraine got resold to other countries. And Nicola, I'm not surprised. But your point isn't true patriotism. I'm concerned about our vets. So instead of aftercare, don't send them the first place. You want to know something, Tank? See, here's the thing. If you want to be the biggest on the global stage and you want to have the biggest saber and the biggest gun, sometimes you're going to have to send some folk into some harm's way. Now, you don't want to, but I always thought that when a brother go and join, or brother and sister go and join the military, that they have that understanding that at some point I'm under authority and they might send me somewhere to go do some shit that I might not even agree with. But I got to go do it because I put myself under authority. So if they do make that decision, and I appreciate them and I salute them because they decide to give up their life to go do some shit that I can't go do, if they make it back home, treat them right. Treat them like they went somewhere and did some shit for you. That's what they need to do. Treat them like they matter, because they do matter. And they gave up part of their life. Sometimes their limb. Sometimes they gave up their whole life. And there's a family left behind that needs to be taken care of. Taken care of. Take care of them. That's a whole other thing. But right now, we are in the age of the robber baron. We had that before. That's why we had the Jesse Jameses and the Billy the Kids and all the outlaws and shit who used to rob the railroads and rob the banks and all of that. Robbing banks and railroads and doing all type of shit against the robber barons is as American as apple pie. Just go look at the history. Those were regular guys who practiced their Second Amendment or whatever right they had, who didn't give a fuck about a Second Amendment. All they knew was, I need this gun with these bullets because I'm going to go rob this motherfucker who do the people dirty. That is as American as apple pie. Go look at the history. It's there. They'll try to change it. Oh, they were breaking the law. They were, let me tell you something. There was a time and a place for everything under the heavens. Breaking the law, too. Let's just keep it real. Motherfucker doing some dastardly shit that's hurting your family, Oh, it's time to get busy. Fuck the law. And each and every one of you men out there who consider yourself a real man, if some shit was going on with your people and your family, and you had to break the law in order to make it stop, you telling me you wouldn't do it? I don't fucking believe you. It's isolationist. Half the weapons into Ukraine were sold off. Old Ukraine would have overrun by Russian. Yeah, Ramsey J. That too. I'm not gonna. Some stuff is right wing conspiracy theory. Muskrat stood in the office and did felonies. Yes, he did. Because he owns the guy. Whatever else is going on, I don't know. But he owns the dumpster fire. He does. After two, if it gets erased tomorrow, it'll be it. I'm gonna still move the same. If some of y'all, you want to know something, Tank? That's the type of spirit that you're supposed to have, but not just I'm gonna bow and bend to the dear dumpster fire leader just because. What is it? It's because of what he's saying you agree with the bullshit that he got going on because you feel it some type of way. So that moves me into a whole other space and a whole other mind frame. You just buy into the hate and the bullshit. Because that's what it is. I watched the man campaign on hate the whole entire time. No real substance. Nothing. Just who he hate and what he gonna do and who he don't like and why the other is bad and why I'm gonna fix this and no one can do it but me. That's some narcissistic, fascist bullshit. Motherfucker stood up there sounding like Mussolini and Hitler. It's crazy. I wish I couldn't see it. Then I could be just living in this blissful ignorance like I guess the majority of the people in this country. Running up on a bully in school and enough. Exactly, Nikolai. I sacrificed a lot for this country. I always wonder why I was in another country trying to police the world. Yeah, Jarvis. Salute, bro. Appreciate your sacrifice, man. We are the Patriots. Once again. I knew what I signed up for, but to witness it firsthand was eye-opening. And that's why I say salute, Jarvis. You knew what you were getting into. That's the thing. You knew what you were getting into. And you did it anyway. And that's why your sacrifice is supposed to be appreciated. That's why you're supposed to be taken care of. I see a lot of people, I joined the armed forces because this bill, I'll be able to get this, I'll be able to pay for that. Ultimately, you become a soldier who goes and trains and learns how to fight and do whatever it is that you do. I don't care if you become a cook, you become a supply guy. Those things are skills that you learn just in case you got to get in the shit. You can be a specialist or you can just be a regular 11 Bravo. Either way, you learn how to, just in case you have to defend this place. That's what you're signing up to do. You're signing up to be under authority just in case someone tell you, hey, you got to go over here and handle some shit because we got a problem over here. We need you to go over here and pick up your M4 and do your thing. All right, Jarvis. But once again, we're the Patriots. Let's see. No one exercised their options to vote for anyone else. Voting, no matter who you select, is an addiction. That's the problem. Our mentality has perpetrated this whole conversation. You want to know something, Tank? I don't disagree with that. And most people are not going to vote for anything else. Because the problem here in this country, for the most part, is nobody chooses to research and look at anything or try to find anything. We live in the information age. I can go find out any sort of shit. I can go pull up a camera right now and watch some polar bear baby in Antarctica somewhere that I ain't never probably gonna ever go and watch motherfuckers give birth and feed their little bear babies and all type of shit. There's so much information floating around. Some of it bad, a lot of it's good. But because in our country, we asleep at the wheel. And I think it has a lot to do with because we have it easy and sometimes. We have it easier. We have it more easy here than most places in the world. There's a lot of places you can't just walk to the grocery store and get you some chicken, get you some beef, get you some pork, get you some whatever, get you some canned goods. There's some places where a brother got to go catch some snakes and catch all types of iguanas and bugs and all type of shit like that. The fact that we can get protein in the grocery store is a luxury. The most consumed protein on the planet is bugs. It's not chicken and beef and all that other shit. Where are the Patriots? Where they at? When they gonna stand up? What if voting wasn't an option? Who would you complain about then? My way is the true personification of our self Lord and Master. I mean, take, hey man, but here's the thing. I don't live in a place where voting is not an option. I'm dealing within the system that I was born in, I guess you want to call it. And in that system, it's not perfect, but it's still a system. And it does all types of bullshit. And when I see someone come along and run roughshod over that system who's not an American, because we've gone past politics. Because I can have another guy who's from whatever else, and I agree with what he's saying. He could be on this side, he could be on the left, he could be on the right, he could be in the middle or whatever. This is past politics. If you're still shitting in clean water, you're thank you. Thank you, Billy. That's something he says to me all the time. You shitting in clean water, you're privileged. And then that's a fact. But what I'm going to say once again is, we're the Patriots. And I'm talking about in this space, in this gun space, in this two-way space. Because I see all of these conversations about all this other stuff, but stuff that's not important. A lot of the important shit, nobody's saying anything about it. And that is a Billyism, Tank. You're giving people too much credit. Social engineering has worked like it was. You want to know something, Charles? I mean, I understand that. But everybody's not socially engineered. What up, Rodney? What's up, bro? Sometimes you got to disconnect from the matrix. And that's what ends up happening. And then sometimes you get reconnected and you're like, oh shit, I need to back the fuck up. And I'm acting like I'm in the matrix. But you got to have some sort of critical thinking or some sort of thought. Cartwright, I think you know what I mean, bro. I ain't trying to downplay no. I think you know what I mean, man. I'm talking about the grunts, the guys who go out there and get dirty and do the business. I respect them. I got family, plenty of family that will 11 Bravos, bro. Yeah, no disrespect at all. But yeah, once again, we're the Patriots. Where they at? They're not saying nothing. And I'm talking about guys with platforms. They're not saying nothing. For any of you out there who don't watch, people lose their damn mind when TikTok was about. Yes! Oh my God, TikTok is leaving. What am I going to do? Fuck TikTok. Wait a minute. Wow, Jarvis. Yeah, they lose their mind over the dumbest shit. But I say it again. We're the Patriots who live in this two-way space. Where they at? Why are you not saying something? A person who's not American is fucking up Americans and doing them dirty, hurting their livelihood, running a roughshod over some shit. You don't give a fuck because it don't affect you. You don't give a fuck because it don't stop your views. It don't stop you from getting your AdSense check or your whatever the fuck you get from your sponsors or whatever. So you got nothing to say. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I'm talking about big platforms who actually got some reach. I ain't got no reach. I'm just a guy sitting here talking to maybe get up to 70 people from time to time. I don't have no reach. I don't look at myself that way. But I say what I'm going to say because maybe somebody with some reach might actually see it by chance and be like, yo, what that fat man is saying is right. Maybe I need to say something. That's why I won't stop. I'm like that man sitting crying on the wilderness, saying the king. Y'all know the story. I'm saying it, but y'all understand where that comes from. Anybody who knows anything about the Bible, you know where that comes from. So I sit in my cave and keep screaming at the walls. That's what I'm going to do. And say what's on my heart. Because I see a threat. I see more than what they call a constitutional crisis. I see more than that. Because what happens is on the other side, the white patriarchy loves to talk about civil war. They love to talk about black folks going against white folks and white folks going against everybody. They love to talk about that. But we are at a place where if we don't stand together, we're going to all be fucked up together at the same time. Because there's a power play to fuck all of us. Every color, every race, everybody. The power play is to fuck everybody. It's the haves against the, I guess, consider us the have-nots. That's what it is. And we better get together or we're going to all get fucked together with no Vaseline. So we're the Patriots. Come out and talk your shit. Don't just, now because you're the guy that you like, which I don't understand, because anybody who has any type of intelligence listens to that clown ass dumpster fire and be like, yo, what the fuck? How you gonna call yourself a man and be following after some other clown ass dude who sound like an idiot? What kind of man you gonna call yourself? All you gotta do is listen for 5 seconds. I'm like, yo, this guy sounds like a fucking idiot. Not even baby. Nah. You stupid, BTG. How you gonna do that? And you call yourself a man, or you call yourself a warrior or a tactician or whatever, and you listen to this clown who happens to be a pussy, because when it was time for him to go over and fight in a foreign land, he had his rich ass father get him deferred so he didn't have to go. He a bitch. Talking about his own personal Vietnam was trying not to catch an STD while he was here, while our boys were over fighting in a foreign land, getting booby trapped and all that type of shit. And he said that shit out of his mouth. Not as a joke. He meant the shit. But wouldn't even go serve. And you want to follow that punk ass motherfucker? You gotta be kidding me. That's a clown. That's right. General Bone Spurs, whatever the fuck you want to call him. There's some other presidents that I didn't agree with them, but they were war heroes. Cats went and fought places and went and did stuff. Got captured, did all type of shit. I ain't agree with him. I ain't agree with John McCain, a lot of shit that he did. But I know he went somewhere and fought and got fucked up because he was fighting and didn't get no deferment, didn't know nothing. It was somewhere and could have got one. It was somewhere fighting because he had some balls and was going to fight for the people of this country. Was fighting for this country. And this guy called himself some sort of strong man, and he was a pussy. That's what he is. He a straight pussy. And the thing I hate about him the most is the fact that he's from Queens. I hate that shit. Because I'm a Queens nigga till I die. And his bitch ass is from Queens. I hate that shit. And all you patriots out there, you going to follow that? Just go do some research. Ain't no changing from that. Those are part of his core values. It says that I'm a punk and I'm a coward. And I'm not going to go. And it's one thing to be like, yeah, listen, I'm scared. I'm not going to go. I'm scared I'm going to die. But then to make fun of it. Your own personal Vietnam as you hear with all the ladies trying not to get an STD. That diminishes those young men that died over there on the other side of the world. It diminishes those sacrifices. And now you call yourself some commander-in-chief? Just a motherfucking dumpster fire. You're not. I will never respect you as anybody's commander-in-chief, ever. Under no circumstances. You're going to always be President Dumpster Fire. Forever. And history is going to show that you were the worst piece of shit that ever stepped foot in that office. Being committed means having tools you need and extra tools for the brother. Facts, Nikolai. Yeah, jibber jabber. Thank you, Thomas. What up, Omari? What's going on? Right, Billy. You stupid. KLG, what up, yo? Yeah, I can't get with that. And then I got my own problems with my own people who fell for the bullshit. You fell for the bullshit. See, I ain't have to like that woman. I didn't have to like her. But I like a certain part of normalcy too. And when I hear somebody talking bullshit, I hear bullshit. And I heard all the bullshit. I heard all of it. But I heard his bullshit too. And his bullshit sounded different than her bullshit. It was both bullshit. But one was telling me right to my face, I hate you. I'm not going to do shit for you because you don't look like me. I consider you an other, and fuck you. That's what was being said to me. So under no circumstance can I rock with that dude. At all. See, I don't, that's why I don't get it. Because you're thinking you're going to get a stimulus check. And you ain't never getting no fucking check. That shit is over. You see what he's doing? Now you got people, places who look like me and don't look like me, who can't go to the doctor because they're killing USAID, killing the farmers in the country, white farmers, black farmers, whatever farmers. That USAID shit, the food that they create, that was getting from them. People losing contracts and gonna lose their farm, all type of shit. Our country is getting fucked up. And it's getting fucked up by a non-American with a fake-ass dumpster fire president who's allowing him to do it because he don't give a shit about the people that even put him in office. He don't give a shit about. Because in 1 minute, it was, oh yeah, we're going to lower prices on day one. Next minute, oh, lowering prices is going to be hard. I don't know how we're going to do that. But I'm going to get this $4 trillion and I'm going to add to the debt and cut the taxes for these motherfuckers that I got standing around me who got billions of dollars already. And now we're in the fucking round to find out stage. Just what it is, what it is. What up, big bro? See you out there. So government officials, ministers make decisions, men in uniform. Yeah, correct. You look at your armory. Imagine what you grab and who you would trust holding on to. Yo, I understand, Nikolai. Right. That's right, Charles Henry. Food in warehouses spoiling. But Zach, following your analogy, I prefer in your face versus shit and grin and maybe. You want to know something, Tate? I prefer it too. I prefer it too. I prefer in your face. That's why when I look you in your face and you telling me fuck you, I'm going to take you at your word. The other one, I know in there there's some fuck you, but I know that there's a normalcy that's looked for. There's a normalcy in that thing that's looked to happen to make things run a certain kind of way. But you got the person over here who hates everything, who's a petulant child, who just because, oh, I don't like this, I'm going to do it. You're going to be vengeful and you're going to do shit like that. That's what it's all about. Because I know everything and nobody knows nothing. No, he's a failed fucking clown businessman. And the next time I hear a motherfucker tell me, oh, well, bankruptcy is part of business. Yeah, it's part of business if you do it on purpose. Not if you just fuck shit up and you just go bankrupt. Go do your research. That's the problem. Just talking shit. Been in the stage. Look at how we're not attacking overtime. Yeah, right, Jarvis. I prefer a man who tells me where he stands than one who comes. I prefer the same thing, Tank. I prefer for him to tell me where he stands. And when you tell me where you stand and I know you're standing on bullshit, I don't fuck with you. This guy was campaigning for 4 years, telling people that he was on bullshit, looking you in your face, being like, fuck you. And they still looked at him like, oh, he's a businessman. He's a billionaire. He cares about us. He's a grifting ass clown who's a fucking business failure. And he's a fucking dumpster fire. And he's a dumbass. All you gotta do is listen to him for 5 seconds. I don't get that. And people run around to, hey, I'm a man. And you following a big ass pussy. Anybody who's been anywhere and been around any sort of cats who's tough. Real tough dudes don't say shit. You don't know they tough until they fucking you up. Then you know how tough they are. You don't go around telling everybody how tough you are. And that's how I knew he was a pussy from first off. You're fired. You're this, you're that, you're all that. Because you're selling them wolf tickets because you want somebody to think you more than you are. Fuck him. Yeah, honesty and forwardness is a good thing. So if you honest and forward that you on some bullshit, when I see it, I ain't supposed to fuck with you. I've witnessed farmers destroy crops on my job. It's so hard to understand the principles. Coincidentiality, it was watermelon, so I got some before. Yeah, I remember, Billy. I remember, bro. Exactly. With a sandpaper, I feel you, Jarvis. With a sandpaper dildo. He is the ultimate spit in the face to anybody who served this country honorably and went somewhere and lost part of their life, whether they lost their whole life, whether they lost time, whether they lost a limb, if you lost a family member, anybody. He is the ultimate spit in the face. He is a kick in the balls to those people who went and laid down their life somewhere for this country that we have. It ain't the best, and shit ain't always good, especially for black folk. But it's where I am, it's what I know, and it's what I fucking own, because the blood, the wealth on this country, the blood of my people is on it. It's soaked into the soil. So it is what it is. My family's from Sundown Town, and I personally knew Klan members coming up, so my vantage may be different. I naturally hate liberals. You want to know something, Tank? I can't wholeheartedly hate liberals. I can hate some of the things that they stand for. I can dislike it, and I can disagree with it. But you know, some of those liberals were some of them white boys that was down in the South that was getting lynched and getting burnt and getting lost in swamps and all type of shit. So people that look like me can have the right to vote, can have something else. They have the right to sit at the shitty lunch counter where they don't know how to fucking cook anyway. That's why I can't look at all those liberals and be like, I just hate it. I don't like a lot of their tactics either. And I disagree with a lot of shit that they do. But I understand that it takes conservatives and liberals and people in the middle to make stuff happen. And I don't got to agree with everything. I don't agree with men who call themselves women playing sports against actual women who got real vaginas and ovaries and shit, who came into this world as women. I don't agree with that shit. What up, Urban? I could sell honey to a BM. I mean, I don't agree with that stuff. But you want to know the one thing that I do agree with? I'm supposed to be in what's supposed to be the freest country on the planet. So if that dude want to go somewhere and call his name is Sean, he want to call himself Sarah, that's his fucking right to do it. He want to go somewhere and have some surgeon cut his balls off, that's his motherfucking right to do. Because of where we live. This is supposed to be the United States of America where we supposed to be motherfucking free. And I don't got to agree with you. If what he's doing is just for him and ain't hurting my family or hurting the people that I love, leave him the fuck alone. That's up to him. We're supposed to be the land of the fucking free. I have my own opinions about a lot of shit that I don't like. But you got the right to do it. The same way that I say to a motherfucker, I got the right to have 150 guns and all this ammo and all this other shit. I got the right to have it because I'm an American and I believe in the Constitution and life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. I believe in all that shit. So the same way I got the right to have my shit, the same way that motherfucker got the right to have his. And if I don't think that way, then I'm a fucking hypocrite and an asshole. For me, that's being a real man. I'm standing on business. I honor his choice, even though I don't agree with it, because of where we live. He's a free man. He's a free American, free whatever. What up, Hot Tub? Young people don't know any of the history and struggle that our people went through. That's true too, Charles. We've always said, you do you, I'm going to do me. The problem is they want you to do them. You want to know something, Tank? I get that too. For someone to try to make you accept what it is that they are. And I'm never going to accept it. But I understand you have the right to do it. And you also have the right to try to convince me. Even though you have the right to try to convince me. I may not ever agree with you. It's the same way how us in the 2A community try to convince gun grabbers, hey, no, we need to have this. We need to have this for protection. We need to be able to do this. This thing's going to only make us safer. And they're looking at us like, look at these clowns. These motherfuckers ain't nothing but a bunch of warmongers and want to kill people. And that's all they want to have, all this stuff. And we're like, nah, it ain't like that. And we know it's not like that. And we're going to try to convince them otherwise. So they got the right to do the same shit. Either you're about freedom or you're not. They know in the middle. The other stuff is bullshit. Now, there is stuff that comes along that you're not supposed to allow. Ain't supposed to be no grown man trying to get with no children. Shit like that, stuff like that, grown woman. Some shit you just don't allow. That's immoral. So you're not supposed to have that shit go. But other things that we talk about and worry about, because you're trying to take someone's freedom, but on the other hand, you got to have your freedom, but it's the Second Amendment. But you don't say shit about the motherfucker over here who's trying to be free because you don't like what he's doing. That makes you a fucking hypocrite. I don't think cutting off your balls. It's not, man. But being able to be free. And if you decide you want to cut your balls off, that's on you. I'm talking about being free. And I bet you I can find somewhere where it talks about the pursuit of happiness or liberty or some shit that'll go right along with the fact that the guy wanted to decide he want to cut his fucking balls off. They're his balls. I'm not playing that semantics game either. I can't give young people a pass. I'm a white boy from Texas. And got his ex and then became... I mean, I understand that. Either we're going to be free or we're not. That's why when I see guys, they be clowns, man. You want me to speak up for the Second Amendment, but then when a guy over here is getting persecuted for being himself, whether you like it or not, that's America. You're supposed to stand up for the motherfucker. Because they went to get him, they'll come to get your ass next. You don't understand that? That's what's happening right now in this country. Oh, they're going to deport the Mexicans. They're going to do this to the other people. What up, Makeo? They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Yeah, look at this. Oh, yeah, I like this. They're going to do that. Okay. Hate don't work the way you think. Especially when you got motherfuckers that hate and want to get all the money. So that means that they'll fuck you too. You were just a useful idiot. That's all you were. Because you didn't listen. And now you done fucked around and you're going to find out. Just certain things that I just don't expect out of this country anyway. Because being a black man in America. There's certain things that I just don't expect. But I know that everything ain't bad. And I know that some things are good. And when I see somebody, a non-American, running roughshod over the American people, and people just sitting back who's supposed to be, oh, the Constitution this, the Constitution that. We the law and order party. Fuck you. You don't care nothing about that. That's bullshit. Because if you did, you'd be standing up screaming to the rafters, yo, how this fucking non-American over here in my country just doing shit, fucking with American people? But nah, what are you scared? The fuck is you scared for? We the ones with all the motherfucking guns. What you scared for? Yeah, whatever, man. They on bullshit. That's what it is. My IG birth certificate says white boy because my mom is white. Now imagine the club at 17 when I joined the NOI to get my ex. I ain't ever bounced to someone's beat. You want to know something, Tank? If your mama is white, part of you is white. Ain't nothing wrong with embracing who the fuck you are. Ain't nothing wrong with that. See, the thing that I'm talking about has to do sometimes with race or whatever, but it goes outside of that. I'm talking about us being supposed to be the American people. We ain't supposed to just let somebody, it's a foreign invader running roughshod over our shit. And then you got a clown who's supposed to be the head of our country bending to bullshit. I ain't never seen nobody else just capitulate to motherfucking Vlad and all these other motherfuckers because you just revere them so much, because you so much of a pussy that you want to try to be like these quote-unquote strong men throughout the world. and you just bend to them. I never seen nothing like that. I ain't never seen no other president do that. No way. He the only one. He did that shit in his first term. He doing this shit now. And that don't concern people. It don't concern you because you can go to the grocery store or you can put some gas in your car for now anyway. And you can go to the range and you can keep buying these guns and these bullets and shit. It don't concern you. This shit can shift on you too. Wake the fuck up. Spike Lee said it and do the right thing. Wake up! And the next minute, I'll see 10 videos about, oh, this ruler did this. This one said this about this stock, and this one said about that. Motherfucker, fuck all that. We got a whole bunch of shit. Let's keep the motherfucking country. We got a foreign invader running around fucking shit up. And ain't nobody saying nothing about it. Trying to interfere in other countries as well. Yeah, right, Charles Henry. Letting y'all use chair for right. And ain't nobody say nothing about it. When Obama had to lead it with one of the I don't know if it was a Saudi guy, whoever. One of the traditions is to do the bow towards the guy. Even when you go visit the queen before she passed away, if you go visit the king now, that's one of the things that you're supposed to do. It's just part of tradition. It's part of things that happen. It ain't because you being a punk. It's because you're respecting their tradition. You're respecting their culture. They talked about Obama like a dog because he was a black man. That's why they talked about him like a dog. But the white guy does it and looks like a bitch, bowing down to Netanyahu and Vlad and all the other motherfuckers, and it's okay because the white guy is doing it, and ain't nobody got nothing to say about it. Fuck y'all on bullshit. It's a double standard because the white dude did it. But nobody talk about that. Nobody wants to say nothing about that. When this clown got this foreign dude standing over him, just looking at us like, and you sitting down looking at this, he up in your office in the seat of power, and you sitting there looking like a little bitch, and his little boy who running around there saying all type of shit to you. His father should have smacked him in his mouth. What the fuck are you doing sitting up here talking? You up here talking to the president that way? You embarrassing me, kid. Peace out, Carl, right? Good to see you, brother. Salute to you. Another one of our fine gentlemen who served this country and took some shit over in some other foreign land that he ain't have to, but he did. Appreciate you, my brother. But we need the ability to be critical of our own. I don't fuck around. You want to know something, Tank? I don't got no great giant love for Barack Obama. He part of the system too. But I'm talking about the contrast and the difference between the two. The fact that he did something, and they just went crazy. But you got this dumpster fire clown doing the same sort of shit for a different reason because he just want to kiss Netanyahu ass, which I still don't understand why we have to kiss their ass like that. I don't understand why the government does that. And every administration does that when it comes to Israel. Every administration does it. But they don't all show like that and do like him. But nobody had nothing to say about it. But this orange clown does it, and it's okay. It's okay that he bends his knee to Russia and bends his knee to Israel. When we send them motherfuckers the money and the guns and all the other shit. And Russia, who's been our enemy for I don't know how long. Exactly. Fake Israel type of Ukraine. Because them ain't the real people of Israel anyway. Them Palestinian people over there got more claim to that land than them motherfuckers do. They were there first. The United States and Germany got together and took the Khazars and moved the motherfuckers over there and got a fake Israel over there. They may even the real people. They may even the real Israelites. That's a whole other story. Where are the patriots? I'm going to say it again and I'm going to keep saying it. We got a foreign motherfucker running roughshod over our people here in America. Some of you took an oath to protect this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We got foreign and domestic enemies running roughshod over shit right now. Where the fuck you at? Speak up at least. Say something. Because the other cats on the other side that you calling soy boys and all other type of shit, oh, they over there talking. I know because I've been listening to them. And they talking their shit. They talking their shit. They talking against the bullshit. They talking against the people losing their SNAP benefits and their Medicare and all that type of shit. They talking against that shit. They're talking against people losing their jobs and getting fired and all that for no damn reason at all, just because you have a petulant child sitting in the seat of power, just letting some non-American foreigner run roughshod over shit and just do all type of shit to the American people. Oh, they over there talking shit about it. And it sound good. It sounds strong. They may not have no way to back it up. But they over there talking about it anyway. Because they got some fight in them. Where's all the fight? Where are all the patriots? Where they at? Could it be because you agree with the bullshit that's going on? That's fucked up too. Where are the patriots? Cybersecurity is pimped by Israel. That's part of it. Okay, Tank. I told everyone that's all about the 2A. Just keep in mind that there's much more important issues. And yes, Thomas, there's other stuff to worry about. There's other stuff that is important too. I'm not going to say it's more important. I'm going to say it's important too. Because I believe the Second Amendment is there to help protect the First, the Third, the Fourth, the Fifth, the 10th, the 12th, the 14th. That's what I believe. What up, Boosted? Fuck it, let people lose their SNAP benefits. I'm all for it. Nah, Boosted. See, here's the thing. Because there are a certain group of people who voted and are stupid, and they did. But then you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because there's some people who are just going to be hurt by this that had nothing to do with it. I got to try to look at it that way, too. I'm trying to be sensitive more. I have to sit back and think about it. I have to sit back and think about stuff. I don't want to be insensitive. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just don't give a fuck, and I'm going to be insensitive, and it just is what it is. But when I sit down and I step back from my emotions and I let the logical man that lives inside of me, I'm like, nah, you can't be like that. Because then I would be, in a sense, being like them. And I don't want to be like them. I want to have true righteous indignation. Not some fake bullshit. You know, so it is what it is. I don't want just people to just get fucked up. Because it's going to affect other people too that don't deserve for it to happen to. And I'm supposed to be here to protect the sheep. Not let them get eaten up by the wolves. Even if the sheep is too stupid to do what the fuck the shepherd is telling them to do. I still got to protect his ass. It's fucked up, but it is what it is. We have a lot of folks living off welfare. We got to be on. Tank, you want to know something? We do got a lot of folks living off welfare. And bro, they don't. The majority of people that are on welfare ain't black people. It's white folks. Why do you think the welfare system is so good? The welfare system ain't so good because it benefit us. It's so good because it benefit them. That's why. That's why welfare is good. Because it benefits them. And that's why now they getting fucked up. Because they're going to cut all their shit. Because Billy Bob, who live in the shack down somewhere in West Virginia or in the ass bottom of Mississippi, who got one fucking tooth, who don't work, who don't do nothing, who living on disability and got all his snapping shit and about to lose all his shit, what the fuck he gonna do? But he be the first motherfucker to go walk his ass to, oh yeah, Trump. MAGA. Yeah, now you're gonna be a broke, starving ass MAGA with one motherfucking tooth that you can't go get fixed at the motherfucking dentist. Because they cut that damn government program, you stupid fuck. But you want to know something? I gotta have some sort of sympathy for his ass too, which sucks. Because he's still a human being. Even though I'd rather just be like, yeah, fuck him. That's messed up. No welfare was made for families whose men to war. So white girl Brandy and black girl Brandy pay their kids because they fought the left. Yo, Boosted, I get all of that, man. My sister quit her job because she was making too much and was about to lose her Section 8, but she wasn't making enough to break even. I mean, that's what it's the system we live in, Tank. It's not a perfect system. Not at all. But there's shit that's been built in to make sure that some stuff doesn't happen. We don't do everything the right way. But it's the system that we got. And when I see somebody that's doing some shit to break it and fuck it up and make it worse, what are you supposed to do? Just stand there and be like, oh yeah, the system we got is fucked up, so they're going to go in and break it and fuck it up and make it even worse. I'm supposed to just be like, yeah, it's okay. No. That's not logical. Because you're trying to create a system in which I can't fight. The system was never designed to be in our favor. I know it wasn't, Jarvis. I know that. But because I know that to be true, am I not supposed to fight? Am I supposed to just sit down and be quiet and not say anything? No, because that same system, a lot of good brothers and sisters done lost their life somewhere in some foreign land. Even though it may have been for some bullshit, they still did it anyway because they took an oath and they went and fought, even if it was just for the guy sitting on the left and the right of them. Or the lady. They still did it. There's plenty of reasons for me to try to honor some shit. Plenty of reasons. To not let some foreigner come in who ain't from here and fuck shit up. And some guy who's acting like a traitor, who's supposed to be the head of it all, who's helping this motherfucker do it. And I'm supposed to just sit and be like, oh yeah, it's okay. No. I'm supposed to speak up. And if I don't speak up, I can never call myself a patriot because it means I'm on bullshit. I'm talking to the big boys. But it is what it is. I mean, I got no reason to shut up. Why shut up? I got kids and grandchildren, man. I got grandchildren who they don't want to tell the history in their school. They don't want to. I had Black history classes when I went to school. Now you got a fool who's saying we're going to take the money out of this school because they dare to teach children about the real history of this country because they don't want to whitewash the shit and just make it seem like, oh, everything was just all good because they don't want people to feel guilty or feel bad. Fuck your feelings. I'm with you. Just saying they'll not willingly put a system out here. Oh, Jarvis, I know they won't. But that's the reason why we had a revolution. It's just funny. That's not the school system's job. You want to know something, Tank? I know it's not, bro. But I'm talking about a time that I came from where I saw that stuff happening. It's not the school system's job. It's the school system's job to teach true history, not take parts of it out because you don't like it. That's their job. That's part of what they do. It's part of the reason why we pay taxes. That's why they have public schools and shit. It's part of it. I know all the side notes and all the extra stuff, and I know all of that. But I pay my taxes. I do the shit I'm supposed to do. So there's a certain shit that I expect. That's supposed to be there. Even the ones that voted for this fool are second guessing their vote. Yeah, I know they are. Tiger, I know they are, because they about to lose their shit. Niggas hate the system, but keep demanding more and more from it. Make that make sense. You want to know something, Tank? I get what you're saying, but it's all we got. That's why. It's what you know. And there's a certain mentality that has to be talked out, that has to be put out. And it don't just take long. What we, 50, 60 years in? 70 years in? That's a drop in the bucket, man. The mindset has to shift. You have to take that into account too. That's why I just can't look at my people and I just give up. You see niggas saying dumb shit and doing dumb shit and believing stupid shit. And you're like, damn, brother, go read a book. Go learn something else. Get something outside of TikTok. Please, go do that. Go get some critical thinking. Have some understanding. And because he's my brother, I can't just shit on him. It'll come to a point where I'm just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. You can't save him or whatever. But out of love, I gotta try, at least try and make a valiant effort. Or I'm just as bad as other motherfuckers. School system has never taught true history. I mean, I get that too, Hot Tub. My school district did the minimum MLK, Rosa Parks. Yeah, it is the minimum, but it's something. And it is up to you as a parent to take care of the rest. It is. I said that way early on in the beginning. It's up to you as a parent to do that. You got you. The black man is God. Ain't no one else can teach that to your babies and grandbabies. Tank, I don't disagree with you. I said that earlier. But there are still certain things that I demand based on the system that we live in because I can. See, we start to shift and move the goalposts outside of the lines of what it is that we're working in. I'm in the middle of a system and I'm trying to work inside the system and break it all at the same time. Because you got to be wise too. You got to be strategic. That's why on one hand, I got to be like, oh yeah, I'm so happy that they're doing all this shit for the Second Amendment and he's moving this and he's changing this and doing all that. But then on the other hand, I can look him in his face and say, you are a fucking piece of shit. Because I'm going to take what it is that I need in order to get to the end that I want. But I'm still going to tell you to your face that you're on bullshit. It's funny. Oh, it's a funny thing. It can cause all type of schisms in your head. But it is what it is. I was given this world. I didn't make it. Shout out to Pop. Rest in peace. So, yo, it is what it is. But once again, we're the Patriots. Because they don't seem to be anywhere to be found. But I guarantee you, I'm going to see a video about the Supreme Court and about this happening on this and that, about and reading this and that and that. I guarantee you I'm going to see that. And I'm not going to see nobody say nothing about some shit that's important. When at the crux of the whole two-way thing, it's supposed to be about helping the American people. And you bypass everything else just to look at that one thing when there's all this chaos going on around you and you don't speak to it because you're beholden to something else. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think. Trump is doing the same thing he did in his first term. He making everybody... Hot Tub, I know that. No goalpost shift. I've been anti-government and pro-self since forever. Back when I was learning my 120. Listen, I understand all of that thing. But there are confines that you got to move inside of. Because what's happening is they're trying to take those confines and tear them down. Instead of having sheetrock walls, they're trying to build 10-inch thick steel walls. I'd rather fight to break through the sheetrock. It's going to be tougher to try to get through the 10-inch steel, man. What up, Mentos? I mean, it is what it is. What you're saying is not wrong. At all. But I'm playing by the game. I ain't playing by the rules. So it is what it is. We in the place that we in. It is what it is. You fight how you fight. And not fighting should never be an option. Because you still got to live here. The funny thing is, everything he's doing to go against black folks is really hurting everybody else. Right, Hot Tub? Because hate don't know how to just focus and hate. Hate want to fuck everything up. Because ultimately, hate just fucks shit up. It just does. Tear the walls down. My people are nomadic anyway. I feel that thing. Yeah, that's what it is. See, that's what happened. Hate generally it'll backfire on you. And that's what's going on with all these people who decided that they hated Mexicans anybody from South Africa. They hated anybody that came from any brown country that they nicknamed the shithole countries. They hated Black Americans because they got something against them. And now they finding out that oligarchs don't give a shit about nobody that's not an oligarch. They don't give a shit. All they care about is the rich people. I already told you before, I've said this before. We have a monarchy in this country. We do. Now they're really trying to have a king. For real, for real. We already got a monarchy. We just call it different branches of government. We had it already. So fight, fight, fight. Where's my shoes? Right, Jibber Jabber. So all I'm saying is, where the Patriots at? You care so much about 2A and guns and bullets and shit. What about the other shit? What about the American people that are getting fucked up and ain't got nothing to do with a gun? When your whole premise, when we think about the Second Amendment, is about people being able to protect themselves and not being able to, and trying to fend off harm. And we got people being harmed right now, and it ain't got shit to do with a gun, and motherfuckers ain't saying nothing. Because all they care about is what's going on with the Second Amendment. You're a fake ass patriot. That's bullshit. I love it. Let it all fall. I get what you're saying, Tata. We've had that conversation before. But at this point, we shouldn't be shook by any of this. You ain't a crook, son. You're just a shook one. I know what you think. I know. And here's the thing. The fact of the matter is I ain't shook. I'm like where all the other people who ain't supposed to be shook too. Where you at? The ones with the biggest mouths, who talk the biggest shit. I watch the videos. I hear them talk all type of shit. And ain't nobody got nothing to say about the American people that are getting hurt right now. Even your uncles and cousins and aunts who live down in the holler, who about to get fucked up. You ain't got nothing to say about them either. But you call yourself a patriot because you say, oh yes, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. You on some bullshit. This is the time for resistance. If you feel that something is not right and you can look and see, this is the time for resistance. We're the patriots. We have a foreigner, a non-American, being allowed to run roughshod over American people. And we're going to just stand for that. We're not going to say anything about it. We're going to just be like, it's okay. A foreigner who's not even a smart one. I don't give a fuck how much money he got. It don't mean shit. I would suggest if you don't already own your Black History Club. Exactly. That's right. They're trying to erase history. I want to point out a Texas nigga that made the most NYC references. That's funny. That is funny, man. Nah, I don't like what I see. And the reason why I'm going to say what I'm going to say, because I ain't scared. I ain't shook. For what? There's always been somebody in history who had to stand up and say something. And hopefully somebody will listen and somebody will have some balls and move outside of just what is right there in front, the tip of your nose. For anybody who hears this, who calls themselves some sort of Second Amendment advocate or whatever, speak the fuck up. American people are getting hurt who didn't do anything. The whole reason, and I'm going to look at myself, and for a lot of us, we got into this whole Second Amendment thing. It wasn't because we wanted to go hunting, because we wanted to have hunting rifles. It's because we understood that the Second Amendment is about fending off a tyrannical government. We are living in the time of tyranny. And because the guy you see you may like, I don't know why you like, and because you may be getting a little bit of wiggle room on the thing that you find important, it doesn't mean that he's not a tyrant. It doesn't mean that they're not trying to run roughshod over the people of the country. Stand the fuck up and say something. You got big platforms. There's a lot of you out there. Stand up and say something. Little dude like me, they're not going to listen to. The word may get out, and I may reach out and see one of you. Stand the fuck up. Be a real patriot. Support the Second Amendment. Support the other amendments too. Support the American people who are getting fired and getting just run all over by a motherfucking foreigner who ain't even an American. Send his ass back to fucking South Africa. That's where the fuck he need to be. Not here fucking up shit for our people. Okay? Be mad at me if you want. But I don't care. We got a foreigner fucking shit up and a dumpster fire ass leader who's letting them do that shit. And your motherfuckers ain't saying nothing. Speak up, goddammit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, most of the single biggest recipient of government welfare in the history of America. Yes. Tesla no SpaceX has ever been profitable. Right. The bulk of his money came. Yes. I'm not a 2A, I'm a realist. This has always been my angle. I understand that, Tank. But I'm talking about the folk who call themselves that. Who that's what they speak. They talk about the Constitution this and the Constitution that. And this shall not be infringed and this and all of that. But bullshit is happening right now to the American people. And you're not saying anything. And you're supposed to be the larger ones of us. The bigger ones of us in the community. Open up your fucking mouth and say something. Unless you disagree with the shit and you think it's okay, then all right. Then you ain't gonna say nothing. Well, then fuck you. But if you consider yourself to be a true patriot and consider yourself to give a fuck about the American people, open up your mouth and say something. That's all I got to say. Listen, thanks for coming out, listening. And Friends D's, right? Thank you for coming out and listening. I appreciate all of y'all, as always. I love all of y'all. Listen, everybody stand up. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the bullshit. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. If you're not a person that goes out and reads and looks up shit and does their own investigating on shit, please go do so. If I come back again and you got to check me and you got to tell me, Zach, you were wrong about that, tell me. I don't mind going in and looking at it and saying, okay, maybe I need to change my opinion. Maybe my opinion was wrong. Because I don't just want to sound right. I want to be right. Everybody ain't like that. So if I got to shift what I'm thinking because my thought process is wrong so I can have a right thought process, then that's what I'm going to do. Appreciate you, Jibba Jabba. Listen, it's been 2 hours. I'm hungry. About to go give me something to eat. Everybody stay vigilant. Keep an eye out for one another. Love your fellow man. Be a real patriot. Care about other people. You know, guy that I watch sometimes, he says, you know, take care of one another. Do that. Because nobody don't give a fuck about us but us. American people don't have a lobby. The only one that can lobby for us is us. And believe it or not, there's more of us than it is of them. Even outside of the ones who voted for the dumpster fire, there's just about as much of them as there is of us. So let's do what we got to do. So, yo, as always, remain patriots. Our country right now is under distress. Fight the power. I'm out.